the fallout from the United States' deadly and dramatic intervention in Venezuela. This is the scene in Caracas this morning. Residents have been taking to the streets as the Venezuelan military calls for deposed President Nicolas Maduro to be released from US prison, accusing America of engaging in military aggression.
In New York, where Maduro is being held after being captured by US forces over the weekend, a small group of protesters has also gathered. Our correspondent Rachel Clayton joins us now live from New York. Good morning to you, Rachel. You're outside the detention centre where Nicolas Maduro is being held. What's the latest?
Good morning. This large building behind me is where President Maduro is being held after being captured by US forces on Saturday morning around 2 a.m. Venezuelan time. He was taken and transported by plane to upstate New York, and he arrived here last night. In a video released by the White House, he was shown walking down the halls of this building in a black tracksuit. On that video, he said good night and Happy New Year, which was an interesting comment to make given his situation right now. President Maduro was taken alongside his wife, Cilia Flores. They will appear in court tomorrow in Manhattan at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. They are facing a 25-page indictment, including charges of drug trafficking and narco-terrorism. As you said earlier today, we saw protests outside this detention centre from people calling for Maduro to be released. They were also calling for the US to exit Latin America and not get involved in the sovereignty of another country. Today we've heard further calls from Democrats in America also questioning the legality of those US attacks on Venezuela and the capturing of the Venezuelan president.
Are we any closer at all to understanding what actually happens now in Venezuela?
It's still unclear how the US intends to rule Venezuela. We heard strong comments from President Trump yesterday saying that the United States is now in charge in Venezuela. He said yesterday that the vice president, who's now the acting president, Delcy Rodríguez, was going to do everything that he said. Delcy Rodríguez then talked to state media yesterday saying that she does not recognize US control in the country and that President Nicolas Maduro is the true leader of Venezuela. Today, President Trump backed up what he said yesterday and threatened Delcy Rodríguez, saying that if the current administration in Venezuela, which is being led by Ms. Rodríguez, does not do what the US wants, that they will face consequences, and she will face consequences even harsher than what has occurred to President Maduro. We've also seen key White House officials speak with US media this morning. Secretary of State Marco Rubio talked a little more about who is in charge. Take a listen.
Who is in charge? Are you running Venezuela right now?
Yeah, I mean, I keep people, fixating on that. Here's the bottom line on it is we expect to see changes in Venezuela. We are not going to be able to allow in our hemisphere a country that becomes a crossroads for the activities of all of our adversaries around the world. We just can't allow it.
The international interests of the United States is a key line there. Democracy in Venezuela is obviously not the priority for this US administration. Shoring up security in their own backyard for national interests, for American interests, is why the US has gone in and captured Maduro and attacked the country. Rubio and President Trump have both said today that US intervention in Latin America and elsewhere may not stop with Venezuela. Marco Rubio said that the Cuban government is a huge problem. He has said that in the past, and that country is in, quote, a lot of trouble. President Trump also said today that he alluded to Greenland, once again threatening Greenland, saying that that island is very important to the United States. So the assertion of US forces in Latin America and elsewhere may not be over yet.